Okay, friends. So the third task that you want to automate in your business is going to be your pricing guide. Now, I mentioned this in the inquiry response, but how you would do that is similar to the questionnaire. So you would build out your brochure. So these used to be what my system setup services were in my business. So you can see I had a bunch of different options in here and pricing, things like that in there. And there's different sections to a brochure. So when you first open a brochure, it may look like one of these Honeybook templates, and then you can just build it as your own. So there's different collections you can have. You can build it out however you would like in your business. So you can have different sections for if you're a photographer and you have wedding, portrait, and seniors, you can have different sections of pricing for that. So build out your brochure in Honeybook and get your pricing in place. And how you can do that is if you go into your packages, you can add your packages in here. And then if you go over to brochures, when you're ready, if you go to build your brochure out and you wanted to add in services, then you already have your items in there once you build your packages out. So then you have a list of items in here that you can pick from in your Honeybook account. So take a little bit of time to build your brochure. And I do cover this a lot in my Honeybook templates mini course, building out your brochure in detail. But you can build out your brochure. And then once you have that as your pricing guide, or maybe you say to me, hey, Dahlia, I have a pricing guide on Canva. How do I download it and then upload it into Honeybook? So it's a great question. So what I do is I will download like a PDF document from Canva, and then I'll upload it into Google Drive. And then I will have that Google Drive be a shareable link with people. So then if you wanted to, if you go over to your emails, what you do is if you go to your emails and you go, we'll just go to this inquiry response one, and you say, I've attached my pricing guide here. And then if you highlight this and you click insert link, you click here, and then you would paste a link. So I'm just going to go to my website really fast, and we'll just paste that as the link in here. But you can do that right there. And then when it's blue like that, it means that there is um, a link embedded in there. So you can even have it where it says pricing guide, and then highlight it again. Um, and then, you can just link it that way if you want. And a lot of times what I like to do is I like to bold, and then I like to highlight it and make it black. So that way it's very obvious, like here's my pricing guide. Here's where to find it in my inquiry response. The other way you can do this if you want to do like a PDF type document is this little paper clip icon right here allows you to attach files. So if you come in, you can attach a file. So if you click on that and it says upload, and then you can upload your PDF right there, and it will upload at the bottom here. So if I wanted to upload a PDF, you would see it at the bottom. Now, it's not my first recommendation, only because a lot of times the attachments just appear as text at the bottom of an email, and sometimes they can be easily overlooked. So if anything, I would recommend sending a file like a brochure as your pricing guide, or if you're going to send like a Canva PDF or something, to link it within your email template directly. So that way it's very obvious and easy for your client to find. So similar to the questionnaire, once that is done, you would come into automations, and you would come down to that step again, and you would click send a file via email, send a brochure. So we'll just send this one right here. And then you would select the email template again that you want to send with it. So you can select, we'll just select this one, and then you say how many days after. So if you're not wanting to automate it, you can just toggle this on like that. And maybe you say 2 days after previous step is complete. So 2 days after I send my inquiry response, I'm going to send my pricing to them. Another great step in here, which I cover in the scheduling side, is automating your calls, the scheduling of your calls, I should say. And you can have that in here after you, set up a call with them and your inquiry response. Then 2 days later, after previous step is complete, you want to send your pricing to them, and that's totally fine. So what that will do is Honeybook will tell you 2 days later, hey, this is the next step in your workflow. It's to send this brochure with this email template attached to it. So then from there, you can send the brochure out, and you can send that email template. Now, if you wanted to automate it, you would turn this toggle off, and then you would have this just automate out 2 days later after this step is completed. So if you wanted to automate it as the first step, you would put your inquiry response email with it, and then you can add that file in it with it as well. So that's how you would automate your pricing guide in here. Now, if you didn't want to send a file and you just wanted to send the email with your pricing guide linked or attached to that email, what you would do instead is you would just click send an email, and then you would pick from your email templates. And then anytime an email template has a little paperclip icon, it means something's attached to it. So there'll be a paperclip icon showing that there would be an attachment to it. And then if you wanted to link it, you can always link it too. So that would be how you would automate your pricing guide and the tasks that you could take off your plate in Honeybook.